Hi, everybody. I've never done this before, so this is first attempt at sharing some thoughts with you all. And I'd like to tell you about something that happened over the weekend. My husband and I always go out on Friday nights with my dad, who we take care of. And as we were exiting our restaurant on Friday night, I looked down and there was a shiny penny on the ground. I'm sure everybody always sees that, and you always think, oh, pennies from heaven, and sometimes you pick them up, sometimes you don't. I usually don't. But anyhow, so I just decided for some reason to pick that one up. And we talked about it, and my dad always said that that was my mother's mother, Della, saying hello, and he reminisced about that. Okay, so we go on our merry way. That was Friday night. I'm not sure where I put that penny. It was in some kind of jacket pocket I was wearing that night. So now let's go to Saturday. Now, Saturday was a very rainy day. It was a day for us to do errands, and my husband and I had an errand to run, and on our way back, we decided to stop at the store and pick up some presents for a friend of ours who was having a birthday gathering that evening. And that was something really great for us because taking care of my dad, we don't get a chance to go out very often. And my brother and sister-in-law had invited my dad to come over that evening to celebrate another birthday in their family so that my husband and I could have some time out. So we already knew about this little gathering, and we had stopped at the store to pick up those items for the birthday celebration. So I get out of the car. It's pouring down rain. My husband is ahead of me, and I look down, and there is not only a penny, but a nickel next to it. So I thought, what the heck? Okay, I already picked up one on Friday night, so I'm going to pick up this one too. So I bend down, I pick it up, I put it in my raincoat pocket because it was pouring down rain. I have a red raincoat, bright red. Okay, so now let's fast forward to our evening at our friend's celebration. I wore that same raincoat and put it down by the foyer entrance into their home and had a lovely evening sitting there with lots of friends that some we knew, some we didn't. So I had sat down and struck up a conversation with this woman, and we were in a adjoining room to that foyer hallway entrance exit area. And while we were talking, I happened to see out of the corner of my eye a woman, an elderly woman, guest who had on a raincoat that was bright red. And I thought, that raincoat looks a lot like mine. So I kind of diverted my eyes from the person I was talking to and looked again, and I thought, because it was buttoned up, there was a belt, it was tied. She was having a conversation with the guest who was helping out by bartending, so at this little bar area. So I excused myself from the conversation, and I ended up going over to the woman. And I approached her from the back, and I could see, I'm looking at it from the back, and I'm thinking, that really does look like my coat. Okay, so I thought, well, I'll be able to tell from the front. So as I came around to the front, I could see she had my coat on. So it was pretty awkward, but anyhow, she was having a conversation with the guy that was bartending, who I know. And I said, excuse me. I said, But I said, I believe that that's my coat. And the lady looked at me and she said, no. I said, are you sure? And she went, well, I have a red raincoat. And Randy, the bartender friend, who's very witty all the time, quick with a comeback, he says, well, there may just be $100 bill in that pocket. And I laughed and I said, no. I said, but I bet you would find a nickel and a penny. So the woman reached her hand into the pocket and pulled out the nickel and the penny. So her eyes got wide, and I said, I'm so sorry it wasn't $100 bill, but that's my coat. And her reaction, I could tell she was very embarrassed, and I felt bad about that, but she took the coat off and handed it to me. Later on that evening, one of the other guests told me that this lady has dementia, which I know about very well because my mother has dementia and is in an institution because she's so far into it. But I remember those days of when it may not have been as bad. It was the beginning stages, and you could very easily have mixed things up like that. So what I've thought about is that I truly believe that we have angels, we have guides that are constantly watching over us or preparing us or presenting us with different things based on what it is that we choose to do. And when I thought about something as simple as picking up that first penny, making the decision to pick up the first penny that was Friday night, walking out of that restaurant, set me up to lean down the next day in the pouring rain and pick up that nickel and that penny that had a purpose. And the purpose was the whole scenario with the lady who mistakenly took my coat and brought out some remembrances, compassion, and also some confirmation and affirmation that every single thing that we do has purpose. So this was too long to write, and therefore I decided that the best way would be to share this with you would be to record it. So this is my first attempt. I will invite somehow, I'll figure it out, people to come to this YouTube channel that I have now. And if you want to listen to it and learn from it or not, or just reply, as putting anything out there is going to get all kinds of reactions, I know. But I really am on a journey right now of listening to my intuition, trying to share these stories with others to help them to understand that there are all kinds of things that are being brought to us in our dreams through signs, symbols, synchronicities, and we can gain wisdom from them. So anyhow, that's my story, and I just wanted to share it. So have a good one, and let me know what you think.